we started getting people that were interested in the business making us some ridiculous offers. The best offer we could get up to then was $1,500. We had about close to $25,000 invested at that time, which was big money then.
We had to have a permit that would permit us to be outside of our home area beyond 5 miles. We were not allowed to be outside of our homes after 8 o'clock at night or before 6 o'clock in the morning.
After the war started and there was curfew and all that, my mother had some dental problems and she went to the dentist. Well, she went to the dentist in Sacramento and somehow we got her there. And the dentist pulled out all her teeth at one time because of this curfew business. After that, she had to go to camp, without teeth. And she was only, as I say, about 40. And she had to go like this all the time. And it must have been miserable for her.
There are a lot of reasons we didn't talk much about the camps. One of them is the term concentration camps. We knew we had been in concentration camps. Even President Roosevelt used the term, but by the war's end, concentration camp had taken on a meaning of unimaginable horror. So one of the reasons we didn't talk much about them is not that they were so bad, but because they weren't bad enough. On March 16, 1942, the Army Corps of Engineers began to build a detention center for 10,000 inmates, the Owens Valley Reception Center, later renamed the Manzanar Relocation Center. It was one of 10 concentration camps for 120,000 people like me of Japanese ancestry. The tattered remains of our vibrant West Coast Japanese American communities now existed only in these camps and various others scattered across the country.
In the land of Buffalo Bill, the government is erecting model camp towns, towns in which they'll live unmolested, not as prisoners, but free to work and paid by the United States government. Bathtubs, yes, all the comforts of home. The Japanese in America are finding Uncle Sam a loyal master despite the war.
When word came that these new homes were ready, the final movement began. At each relocation center, evacuees were met by an advance contingent of Japanese who had arrived some days earlier and who now acted as guides. Naturally, the newcomers looked about with some curiosity. They were in a new area, on land that was raw, untamed, but full of opportunity. Here they would build schools, educate their children, reclaim the desert.
The day we arrived was hot, dusty. When we got off the bus, we lined up, were told which barrack we should go to leave our suitcases, then told to go to a certain area where we were issued a sack, long sack, which served as the mattress cover, told to fill it with hay, which was served as our mattress. It was very difficult to have a honeymoon under that condition.
I read that one train arriving in that first May unloaded 3 dead bodies and 7 persons who were saved only by emergency surgery. There was 1 doctor in the center, an evacuee. There were no nurses. Using a barrack office room, an ordinary mess hall table, and with no running water, the evacuee doctor performed the 7 major emergency operations that night, continuing by flashlight after the electric power went off.